Shalom, my friends, and welcome back to our little corner of wisdom, where we seek to illuminate the path forward with timeless insights. Today we're going to delve into a topic of immense practical importance in our modern lives, especially when it comes to safeguarding our resources and building a stable future. How to truly analyze investments without getting fooled by the glitter and the noise. This isn't just about spotting a good deal. It's about understanding the deep, enduring value beneath the surface. It's about cultivating Kavod, that profound sense of respect and honor, not just for our money, but for the principles that guide its growth. We'll explore how true respect for resources or for ourselves naturally leads to disciplined, wise action. To truly grasp this concept, we're going to journey far back in time, not to a quaint shtetl, but to the monumental achievements of ancient engineering. Imagine, if you will, the Roman Empire at its zenith, a civilization bustling with millions, all dependent on a lifeline that flowed from distant mountains. The aqueducts. These weren't mere pipes. They were intricate systems, marvels of design and construction that brought fresh water over vast distances, across valleys and through tunnels, sustaining cities for centuries. They represent a powerful analogy for how we should approach our investments. Let's introduce you to two master architects of that era, Lucius and Valerius. Lucius was an older, seasoned engineer whose aqueducts, while perhaps less ostentatious, stood for generations. He was known for his quiet diligence, his meticulous attention to detail, and a deep reverence for the materials he worked with and the purpose they served. He understood Kavod for the water itself, a precious resource, and for the citizens who would rely on its constant flow. His designs incorporated subtle gradients, ensuring a steady, gentle current, preventing erosion and unnecessary pressure. He insisted on the finest, most durable stones, quarried with care and laid with precision, even if it meant slower progress. He would spend weeks, months even, studying the geological strata of a valley, ensuring the foundations of his arches were absolutely sound, anticipating tremors, floods, and the slow, relentless creep of time. For Lucius, every stone, every channel, every arch was an act of profound respect, a commitment to enduring quality. He wouldn't just build an aqueduct, he would build a legacy of reliability and trust. Then there was Valerius. Younger, ambitious, and with a flair for the dramatic, Valerius was the talk of Rome. His aqueducts soared higher, spanned wider, and were completed at astonishing speeds. He embraced innovative, often untested techniques to accelerate construction. Valerius focused on what was visible: the grand arches, the speed of delivery, the immediate impact. He used lighter, more easily transportable stones, even if they were prone to weathering over time. He often opted for simpler, quicker foundation work, prioritizing speed to impress the emperor and secure more contracts. He was a master of grand pronouncements and bold promises, always ready to declare his latest project the fastest or the tallest. He sought instant recognition, the immediate applause of the crowds, and the swift accumulation of wealth. For Valerius, it was about efficiency and spectacle, often at the expense of that underlying kavod for the long-term integrity of the structure. He wanted to build monuments to himself, to his speed and ingenuity, rather than truly serving the enduring needs of the city. Now fast forward a decade. The city faced a severe drought. The demand for water surged. Lucius's aqueducts, built with that deep kavod, continued their steady, unwavering flow. The water reached every public bath, every fountain, every district without interruption. They were a testament to his foresight, his patience, and his disciplined approach. His reputation grew, not from flash, but from unwavering reliability. But Valerius's magnificent structures, once the envy of all, began to falter. The lighter stones showed cracks. The hurried foundations, once unseen and ignored, began to shift under sustained pressure. Leaks appeared, then breaches. The once mighty torrents dwindled to trickles in places, leaving entire districts parched and frustrated. His shortcuts, his lack of foundational kavod, were now painfully evident. Repairs became constant, costly, and ultimately ineffective in some areas. The city, which once cheered his speed, now faced real hardship and blamed his short-sightedness. This powerful analogy teaches us so much about how we should view our modern investments. We live in a world that, much like ancient Rome, is often captivated by the Valerius projects, the next hot stock, the latest cryptocurrency craze. the investment that promises to make you rich overnight. These are the shiny arches, the grand promises, the allure of immediate, visible grandeur. But just as with Valerius's aqueducts, often the lack of foundational Kavod in these ventures leads to eventual disappointment, or worse, significant loss. True Jewish wisdom, much like Lucius's approach, emphasizes a deeper, more respectful analysis. When we talk about cultivating Kavod for your money, it means treating it with the reverence it deserves, as a tool for security, growth, and even tikkun olam, repairing the world. It's not just about accumulating more. It's about understanding the nature and integrity of what you're acquiring. This brings us to the concept of gevura, inner strength and discipline. It's the gevura to resist the siren song of instant riches. It's the discipline to take the time, like Lucius, to truly understand an investment, to look beyond the flashy marketing materials and into the balance sheets, the management team, the market dynamics, the competitive landscape. It's the strength to say no to something that doesn't feel right, even if everyone else is rushing into it. It's about having the fortitude to stand firm in your well-researched convictions, rather than being swayed by fleeting trends or herd mentality. And what about Musar? This is the tradition of ethical instruction and self-correction. In the context of investments, Musar compels us to constantly scrutinize our own motivations. Are we investing out of genuine belief in an asset's long-term value, or out of fear of missing out or sheer greed? It encourages us to learn from our past decisions, both successes and failures, and to refine our analytical process. Just as an ethical individual constantly works on improving their character, a wise investor continuously sharpens their discernment, seeking truth and clarity over easy narratives. Then there is yira, a respectful awe. Not fear in the sense of being scared, but rather a profound appreciation for the complexities and uncertainties inherent in the market. Lucius understood the awesome power of nature, gravity, erosion, geological shifts. He didn't fight them. He respected them and designed his structures to work with them. Similarly, we must approach the market with a healthy yira, understanding that it is vast, unpredictable, and influenced by countless factors beyond our control. This humble respect prevents us from becoming arrogant or overconfident, from taking reckless gambles based on simplistic models or baseless optimism. It encourages diversification and cautious optimism rather than speculative fervor. And finally, we circle back to aqueduct, the deep sense of responsibility. Lucius felt an immense aqueduct to the citizens of Rome, ensuring their very survival depended on his dependable water supply. As investors, we carry an aqueduct not just to ourselves, but to our families, our communities, and even to the broader economic system. Our investment choices have consequences. Are we supporting industries that contribute to the well-being of society, or those that exploit? Are we investing in sustainable growth, or in short-term schemes that could destabilize our financial future or even harm others? This responsibility compels us to look at the larger ecosystem, to understand the ethical implications, and to choose investments that reflect a broader sense of purpose beyond mere personal gain. It encourages us to think about the legacy of our financial decisions, much like Lucius thought about the enduring legacy of his aqueducts. So how do we apply these powerful Jewish concepts, Kavod, Gevurah, Musar, Yira, and Achrayut, to our very real, very modern investment decisions? It begins by asking ourselves a series of deeper questions. Before you commit your hard-earned capital, pause. Don't be swayed by the headlines, the stock tips from friends, or the flashy presentations. First, ask, what is the true kavod, the inherent value and integrity of this investment? Is it a company with a sound business model, ethical leadership, and a product or service that genuinely solves a problem or meets a real need? Or is it built on speculative promises, fleeting trends, or an unsustainable structure, like Valerius's quick-build aqueducts? Look for the bedrock, not just the facade. Second, exercise your gevurah. Do you have the discipline to thoroughly research this opportunity, to understand its risks as well as its potential rewards? Can you resist the urge to jump in prematurely, to chase the hot tip? Are you strong enough to stick to your long-term plan, even when market fluctuations create unease or tempting diversions? Third, engage in musar. What are your own motivations here? Are you acting from a place of considered analysis, or are fear or greed clouding your judgment? Be brutally honest with yourself. Learn from past mistakes. Perhaps you chased a trend before and got burned. Use that knowledge to refine your current approach. Constantly self-correct your investment philosophy. Fourth, cultivate YIRA. Understand that no investment is without risk, and the market is not your servant. Respect its inherent unpredictability. This healthy awe will encourage you to diversify, to manage your risk exposure, and to avoid putting all your eggs in one fragile basket, no matter how shiny it appears. It's about respecting the currents, not trying to command the ocean. And finally, embrace your aqueduct. Remember that your financial decisions have ripples. Are you investing responsibly? Are your choices contributing to a stable future? Not just for yourself, but for your family and society at large? This broader sense of responsibility can guide you towards investments that align with your deepest values, creating not just financial returns but also a sense of purpose and integrity. Think of Lucius's aqueducts, still serving, still flowing, long after Valerius's grand but flawed structures crumbled. In the same way, investments built on these profound principles tend to endure. They provide a steady flow, a consistent supply of value, even when the economic climate turns parched or stormy. It's not about avoiding all risks. That, my friends, is an impossible fantasy. But it is about understanding the nature of the risk. Is it a calculable risk based on solid foundations, on true Kavod, or a speculative gamble on shifting sands built on mere show? When you approach investments with Kavod, you are honoring your own hard work, your ingenuity, and the resources you have accumulated. You are valuing the future you are meticulously trying to build. And that, my friends, is a powerful motivator for truly deep, rigorous, and principled analysis. It's the difference between building a temporary sandcastle that washes away with the very next tide and constructing a fortress of financial security that stands strong against the most turbulent of storms. So, before your next investment, take a moment, pause, ask yourself, am I being a Valerius, seeking immediate flash and spectacle? Or am I being a Lucius, focused on enduring strength, foundational integrity, and a deep, abiding respect for the purpose of my resources? Are you truly putting forth your efforts with Kavod? Because when you embody Kavod in your financial decisions, you aren't just investing money. You're investing in a more secure, more principled, and ultimately a more truly prosperous future for yourself and for those you care about. And that, my friends, is wisdom that truly flows like fresh water through the ages, nourishing all it touches. Thank you for joining me today, for sharing this journey into ancient wisdom and its modern applications. If this resonated with you, if it sparked a new way of thinking about your investments, please consider subscribing to our channel for more insights. Your support helps us continue to share these important lessons. Until next time, may your investments be wise, may your foundations be strong, and may your path be filled with light and prosperity. Shalom.